Hi guys, so the last thing that we're going to do for factorization this week is taking out a highest common factor that's a bracket. Okay, so you can sometimes get an expression where the highest common factor is a bracket, so the thing that's common in both terms is the same bracket. So in this case here, I've got 4x a plus b minus 3y a plus b. Okay, so the 4 and 3, there's no highest common factor there. There's no x's in both terms, and there's no y's in both terms. So I can clearly see that a plus b is the only thing that's similar in these two terms. Okay, so that's going to be my highest common factor. So remember, you write equals and you write down what the factor is. So I've got equals a plus b, make sure it's in brackets. Then, if I divide through by a plus b, which is my highest common factor, those two brackets will cancel, and I'm just left with 4x. And then those two brackets will cancel, and I'm left with minus 3y. So what am I left with in my first term, 4x? What am I left with in my second term? Minus 3y. And that's my answer. Let's try another one. Okay, so example 2, very similar. Again, the 3 and the 2 don't share highest common factor. This one here has an x, this one here has a y. You can't take out a highest common factor there because there's not x's in both terms and y's in both terms. But there is a common bracket. Okay, so there's my common bracket, which means that's going to be my highest common factor. So I'm going to divide through by my highest common factor, which is x minus y. Okay, so I first say equals, write down the highest common factor, divide through by that highest common factor, so those two brackets will cancel, and those two brackets will cancel. So all I'm left with is 3x plus 2y, which I write in brackets, and that's my answer. Okay. Let's try another one that's a little bit harder. Okay, so for this one here, you can clearly see that there's an x minus 2 in both terms. Okay, so this would be my one term, that would be my second term. But this one here is squared. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite this expression, and I'm going to write out this bracket twice. So now I can see that there's two brackets there, and there's only one in the second term. I already know that because I've got an x minus 2 in both of these terms, I can take it out as a highest common factor because it's what's common. So I'm going to write down my highest common factor. So I'm going to say equals x minus 2. So there's my highest common factor. Divide through by that highest common factor. So I divide both terms. So in this term over here, those two brackets will cancel, and I'm left with x minus 2. And in this term over here, those two brackets will cancel, and I know that anything over itself is equal to 1. Okay, so over there I've got minus 1, and over here, when those two brackets cancel, I'm just left with this bracket here. So this is what I'm left with. In my first term, I'm left with the bracket. In my second term, I'm left with 1, because anything over itself is 1. But I can't leave it like this because I've got like terms there. So minus 2 minus 1, that will give me minus 3. Alright. Okay, so try these three by yourself. It's from exercise 16.3 on page 179, and it's only A, C, and D. So try these ones, and that's the last thing that we're doing for the week. So once you're done, you can just mark it.